No one's done more to expose the deep state than me. I'm not going to allow you to be misled.
What's up, guys? Spenny. Let me give you my take on the pipe bomber for the 1000th time. This is a terrorist. This is a literal terrorist who was engaging on January 6th to try and create a very dangerous environment at the United States Capitol. I am 100% in favor of this literal terrorist being arrested and charged and thrown in prison for the rest of his or her life. This terrorist actually created the conditions for thousands of innocent Americans who went to a rally at the U.S. Capitol that descended into a riot to have their lives ruined. And were it not for the 2024 election victory, thousands of my countrymen, members of my political movement, the America First movement, would be in jail, suffering and possibly dying in prison for simply attending a rally. Ladies and gentlemen, what happened with this pipe bomb was that the pipe bomber placed pipe bombs, depending on how much you believe about the stories. How could a 60-second timer be set the night before? It doesn't make any sense. How could it was all found, all the bombs were found. Are the actual real bombs? I don't know, but they were found moments before the actual rally descended into a riot at the U.S. Capitol, the worst possible time, drawing away resources, blah, blah, blah. The point is that this is clearly an op, okay? And this is what I firmly believe, having done thousands of hours of interviews of firsthand witnesses, the Capitol Hill police officer, everyone from Bongino to FBI agents who witnessed and were working this case. Like, all of it have been on my show. Members of Congress, senators, they've all been on my show, and that's the conclusion I've come to. That this individual was working for a Fed op in order to try and create a distraction mechanism and in order to try and frame MAGA as a terrorist organization. I know MAGA well. I've been to thousands of MAGA rallies. We are not terrorists. We are actually the only people keeping this country together. And so it's something, and we keep it together through peaceful means, debate, and organizing in peaceful means. This is not MAGA. This is the activity of the left or the deep state, trying to bomb, kill, scare, terrorize us into, hoaxes and psyops. So that's my full take. Sorry to get all that off my chest, because there's been a lot made of the pipe bomber over the past couple of days and weeks. There's been a lot made because the FBI released brand new footage. Here's some new footage, for instance. And also because there have been new reports from the Blaze allegedly identifying a suspect that could have been the pipe bomber. There's also been now whistleblower testimony from Thomas Massie saying that he's got a whistleblower saying that there's a massive ongoing cover-up at the FBI. And that potentially there might be some type of unwarranted retaliation against the whistleblowers at the FBI. That's just what Thomas Massie is out with over the last 24 hours. Well, this morning we finally got the long-awaited Dan Bongino response on the pipe bomber, and it absolutely comes with receipts, and it's worth going through entirely. I want to begin by saying I don't have a dog in this fight. You can argue it out in the comment sections. I have tried my level-headed best to be as honest on this channel, to bring as much information forward. I am not pushing one direction or the other. I obviously do not trust federal sources. I do believe that there is a major cover-up here. But I am going to look at all the available evidence, clear-eyed, present it to you, and allow you to do the same. I trust you. A lot of creators don't trust their audiences. I trust you to make informed opinions given the available evidence. And so here's what Dan Bongino says this morning. Congressman Massie responds to the congressman and includes screenshots of phone calls to the congressman. And here's why. Director Patel and I entered the duty of our leadership position at the FBI. We had our hands full, and we were happy to be part of the president's team, and we still are. Despite the multitude of challenges we faced, one of our first initiatives was to aggressively pursue a new strategy to investigate the January 6th pipe bomb terror attack. We brought in new personnel to take a look at the case. We flew in police officers who were detectives working on the task force that day to review the FBI work, and we conducted multiple internal reviews, held countless in-person meetings with the investigative team members, and we dramatically increased investigative resources. We increased the public award for information in the case that is now at $500,000 to utilize crowdsourcing leads. This is only a small sample of the work that the FBI personnel and leadership team have put into this critical investigation. When I spoke with you about this yesterday, a little after 8 a.m., screenshot attached, I offered you an in-person brief on our work, and we spoke for 10 minutes. I called you back after 7:30 p.m., so the whole day went by, 12 hours go by, and again made the offer. You didn't answer, and you have yet to call me back. Despite this, you continue to imply that the director and I are targeting investigators in the case. This is disgusting, even low standards for many politicians, even low by the standards for many politicians. You know my number, and you're free to call any time, but it's easier to tweet and throw BS bombs. Yes, our leadership team will be meeting with the FBI team members today, and we will have available for all of them any whistleblower resources that they need to disclose any evidence or malfeasance for the prior administration. And we will ask about threads that may have gone unpulled under prior leadership because we are passionate about solving this case. But a week of near 24-hour work on recent open source leads in the case has yet to produce a breakthrough, and some in the media are reporting regarding prior persons of interest is grossly inaccurate and serves to mislead the public. This is a real bombshell from Bongino. This is the commenting on the Blaze reporting. Dan Bongino effectively saying that this reporting regarding prior persons of interest, so the Blaze names a suspect, is grossly inaccurate and serves only to mislead the public. Okay, so this is Ben Bongino from his position as deputy director saying that reporting is not accurate. I proudly serve in this administration, and I proudly work with Director Patel to reform, advance the crime fighting and national security missions of the FBI. We would love to have you as a partner in this mission rather than a dog barking behind a fence. Ooh, calls Thomas Massie a dog. So that is the official slamming of Massie for disgusting implications that the FBI is targeting investigators in the pipe bomb case. Here's the thing about Dan. This is the commentary on this. He's a straight shooter, and he doesn't do games, like at all. But now he's working within a place that's all games and dishonesty. I don't envy him, but I respect the hell out of him. This level of professionalism he shows in the face of the BS is admirable. Thomas Massie is an adult theater kid. I can't wait until he's removed from office. Dan just smoked Representative Massie. I'm not thrilled about the speed of the prosecution. I will always maintain that Dan Bongino is a man of extreme integrity, genuinely wants to, and is trying to fix the system. Don't forget, he gave up a very lucrative career to head the FBI. Owned by lying grandstanding Thomas Massie with receipts. Dude is a joke. So this is Julie Kelly saying, in other words, there's no evidence that supports the claims made by Steve Baker and the Blaze related to the identity of the J6 pipe bomb suspect, but Massie is too focused on his Get Trump mission to act responsibly and cautiously. Bongino scorching Thomas Massie. I'll say this, President Trump is obviously at a war with Thomas Massie. He's endorsed against him and wants to see him out of Congress. But, and so there's got to be some animus that's built up there. I'm not saying that Dan Bongino is perfect, but his depiction of Massie and libertarians at large is absolutely spot on. We'd love to have you as a partner instead of barking behind a fence. This is something that is clearly been something Dan Bongino's thought about for a while. You can see old clips of him here talking about Thomas Massie, saying that he's been amazing on the J6 pipe bomber case, but that he's wrong in specific respects to his new discoveries. This is from back when Dan was on his show. And Dan Bongino saying about 2 months ago that we had 2 pipe bombs planted on January 6th. We were told this was an insurrection. I'm confident that we're closing in on some suspects. Anyway, we've done our level-headed best to ask true and logical questions of those who were around on that day. We've tried our hardest to be fair to all involved here that are trying to get to in a good faith effort, trying to get to an answer as to what happened. The J6 pipe bomber is the key to everything, and we need to know the answer. Now, obviously, I think that it's good to motivate law enforcement and to have an explanation as quickly as possible to the American people. And so I don't know the answers here. I do know that there's probably some vindictiveness when it comes to Thomas Massie. He's upset about a lot of things that are going on in the administration. He's upset about not getting the support of the administration. He fights the administration, votes against the administration all the time, and has just become one of those guys. And it's sad to see that, honestly. He has a lot of principled stances, but that's just something in this environment that I cannot tolerate. There's too much on the line for the sort of petty theater kid stuff. Anyway, we do know Dan Bongino. We do know Kash Patel. I do know that those guys don't want to be made fools of, and that it is critically important for us to find the identity of this pipe bomber and what actually happened there. So that's it. That's what we're going to spend the energy of the channel on, and we hope that you join us. Like, share, and subscribe. It's your boy Benny. See ya.